We appear to be moving up in the world. What's inside the new Zanini box subscription service? This is actually the first time where I've actually been able to call it a Zanini box and it actually be, well, a box. A box has arrived to my doorstep, and though the outside has changed, I'm sure it still contains the great taste inside. Wait, what? If you guys are fans of having collector's pins delivered right to your door, may I suggest you meander your way down in the video description and you can subscribe to the Zanini box today. We're going to go ahead and get this opened up. One observation I couldn't help but notice with these peepers of mine is while they did tape the one side of the box, the other side has apparently been left to bandits and raccoons and hungry grizzly bears to open up and pillage inside. I guess it looks like they actually only taped the one side, maybe forgot to tape the other side. Let's hope the contents are still intact though. Doesn't seem like we actually need a knife this time around. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to check out the contents going on inside. We have ourselves the reveal paperwork. I don't want to be looking at that just yet. Why introduce spoilers when they're not necessary? I like the element of surprise. And surprised I am to find a whole pack full, a box full of various different pins. We're going to have a look at those right now. First things first, we have Duke Nukem. Sort of looks like he should be standing on top of that rock, which I guess was the intended plan. Because when you do remove that pin, unless you have it resting on, say, a denim jacket button snap, Producer Tony, I'm still looking in your direction, it would look a bit awkward that his foot is up like that. It almost looks like he wants to kick an invisible soccer ball. The detailing is done nice on all of these pins. I still really look forward to having these pins arrive to my doorstep. Like I said, you can remove these and you can really place them on anything. Articles of clothing, lampshades if you want. I suppose if anything, you could also even change these out to magnets. I have seen some tutorials where they've taken pins and turned them to magnets. Could you imagine even if you had just a whole entire fridge of magnets? Might perhaps even be a suggestion I can make to Zanini box down the road. Take the same great pins that I like and turn them into magnets. There you go. You can put them on your fridge. So we have Duke Nukem. Continuing looking into the box. Oh, right. We do have Garfield. Now, somebody certainly knows what the things I loved growing up, Garfield being one of them. My fond fascination for this feline, also my fond fascination with lasagna, are all contributed to one orange cat named Garfield. As you can see, it's scratching down the surface of the back card. Though again, if you are taking this off, it's just going to sort of look like he's hanging on to dear life, whatever article of clothing you decide to put it on. That is a nice looking Garfield as well. This possibly could very well be my favorite pin that I've ever gotten from Zanini box. A bold statement certainly to be made from a humbled reviewer, but I really like the look of that pin. Yeah. I'm going to put that down to the side. Let's continue our look through the box. There's still lots to go on in there, and I think we also still have our trading cards in there as well. Camera, for some strange reason, I don't know why I didn't want to focus there for a second. The next one we have is Iron Man. More so a bust than anything else. Missing his arms, missing his lower half, and certainly missing its legs. This Iron Man isn't going to travel very far unless he has propulsor rockets underneath his severed torso. Again, it's a neat looking Iron Man. I think this is more the later Iron Man, the Mark 50 perhaps. It does kind of look like the Mark 50. Has some nice coloring done to it. And all these pins, of course, have the bold panel black outlining done to them. I really like those. Nothing really on the back. I don't know why I keep feeling compelled to flip around to the back when you know, and I know, there's nothing on the back of this pin. Even Producer Tony knows that. Further reaching into the box, the next one we have is Hellraiser. Boy, what a veritable who's who of different collectibles inside. This one's nice because it does have the little box in the background there, the laminate configuration box with, of course, one popular Cenobite featured on the front. What's your pleasure? I would suspect it would be probably this box so far. And see what else we have in here. I think there's a couple other pins, and of course we'll get right then to the trading cards. We have Scarlett. Scarlett with her crossbow, taking from the artwork, of course, on the blister, the cardboard, of course, background, where you buy these figures initially. Nice looking Scarlett. I can add that to my existing G.I. Joe pin collection. Running more so down the one sleeve of my denim jacket. The other sleeve was comic characters. I'm using that, of course, from memory because I can't very well look over there. Still an empty coat rack. But we do have Scarlett, though, looking quite nice. You can see right there. And I think that is it for pins. Unless perhaps I'm missing something else in there. No, I don't see anything else inside. But then we also have ourselves some trading cards. Now, if you are, say, new to Zanini Box, shame on you. Zanini Box now has branched off to doing trading cards. And this is sort of a mixed bag. If you were to grab a plate, for example, and go to the buffet table, you generally like to take a little bit of something, a little bit of everything. And that's sort of what these trading cards are doing here as well. It features comic books, it features movies, and it even features TV shows, primarily The Lost down below. We've got Cuphead, we've got Back to the Future, Godfather, Beautiful Mind, that's nice. I like that Batman one up at the top there. And if I even pull out one of these cards, just so you guys can see, the cards themselves are a good thick cardboard quality with surprisingly rounded off corners. That's a nice touch I like on these particular cards. I'm not going to be poking myself in the eye. I don't know why I would be doing that anyways. That's ridiculous. But at least the rounded off edges keeps it nice and safe for my face and my eyes. On the back, it does give you the source material. This is Batman #1. DC Comics, not really quite, I guess it is Rebirth Batman, so we're going to go ahead and give that the pass. Published, of course, June 15, 2016. Writer Tom King. Cover artist is Jordi Belair and David Finch. There's also a little QR code if anybody would like to venture off trying that. Go explore strange new worlds and tell us about it when you're back. And there's also a section, again, that you can also have the artist or you could have the writer sign that if you happen to see them at a comic convention. So that's pretty cool. I like these cards. So we did get ourselves some pins, we did get ourselves some cards, and I like to feel like we had a whole lot of fun while doing that. Let's have a look at the insert card that came included. Again, this is for the Zanini box, and this is Zanini for July 2020. The basic box, let me break down those boxes for you. The basic would have been only Pinhead, Garfield, and Duke Nukem, which all on its own is a nice trio of pins to add to your collection. But let's say you want to go a little bit further. Explore a little bit more of the world in front of you. Then you can also go the standard route, which is basically all the three figures, the three pins that we looked at, plus the Scarlett. You want to venture even further? Don't blame you. You can then go to the premium, which stretches across the basic, the standard, and right down to the premium, which you would get Iron Man, as well as the other four pins that we've looked at. If you guys are in the market of subscribing to the Zanini box, I'll provide the link down below. Not only were we looking at the Zanini box in a brand new box, for that matter, not so much the envelope anymore. I feel a bit saddened in a way that the envelope is not going to be greeting my doorstep anymore. I got so attached to the idea of seeing that violet-colored envelope sitting inside my mailbox. I'm now going to have to get used to the idea of Zanini box coming in a box. Change is good, my friends. Accept and embrace the change. But needless to say, if you guys are in the market of subscribing to the Zanini box, might I suggest you click the link down below in the video description. While you're also in that area, because, you know, of course, you're just sort of walking around wondering where you are now, may you also consider the idea of hitting that subscribe button for this channel if you're liking the guy's content, the guy that's behind the scenes. No, not that guy up there. You can also hit that bell notification, and you can most definitely stay tuned, as there's going to be certainly a lot of videos coming your way. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.